Hi everyone. Um, if you saw the other video in Google Classroom, that was again a makeup grade for third quarter. So this video is going to be the actual first new grade of fourth quarter. Using your ocarinas, you're going to learn a song with me. I'm going to tell you that the song right now is going to be Happy Birthday, because Happy Birthday got really popular all of a sudden. I think like a bunch of people must be happening in March, I guess. I don't know. But everyone's been singing the song Happy Birthday. So I want to teach you guys how to play it on your ocarinas. There is something a little bit different about this song that we haven't really gotten into yet, which is why for fourth quarter we're getting into the notes beyond the C major scale, right? So the notes from C to C that we learned already with all fingers down, left and right hand, and then all fingers except the pinky up on your left hand. This thing. Those were all the notes we've learned so far, and that's all the notes that we've been using in our songs. But if any of you have been playing around at all with your ocarina, or if you have any music knowledge, you know that there are notes other than just those notes inside the C major scale. Even your boxes have some notes that are outside that scale already. And in order to be able to play Happy Birthday, you need to be able to learn one of those new outside notes. So I'm going to transition screens here in a second so you can see it. Here we go. So this is the same screen that we had last time, except I have replaced London Bridge, obviously, with sheet music for Happy Birthday. I made this in flat.io, by the way. So for those of you that have your flat.io accounts and are still writing your songs, that's good. We're still going to be doing that. So I want to make sure that you guys are keeping up to date with flat.io. Keep working on your songs. I haven't exactly figured out how I'm going to tie it in just yet. But maybe since I have all your logins, I'll be logging into your flat.ios as we go, and maybe making comments or asking you guys to, write me a measure, write me 4 measures through flat.io, since that is a program that we all use. Okay, so now I'm all set up. We have the sheet music here for Happy Birthday. I'm going to go through just like I did the last time and give you guys the names to the notes. And then when we get to the note that's new, I'll explain to you how to play that note so you can kind of understand what I mean by it's a little bit different. I am here looking at the sheet music for Happy Birthday, and I'm going to be going through it and kind of like making marks so that you can see the things I'm talking about. And then we can go ahead and get into the new note that I'm talking about. Because probably looking at this right now, unless you're really paying close attention, you're not going to notice the thing that's different. So we are in treble clef. We are in 3/4 is our time signature. So this is just like French folk song where we have 3 beats in a measure. Then this first measure, we start off with the 2 quarter rests. We start off with the 2 quarter rests. Ideally, that would be a half rest, but sometimes flat.io, it exports weird. So we're just going to let that be. You don't play for the first 2 beats. We come in with this middle C 8th note duo. So that would be just all fingers down on the ocarina, right? Easy note, starting off right there. So I'm going to go ahead and go in here with my brush and start writing the letter names. So those 2 are C. The note above them, remember when you go up the staff, you go forward, you go forwards in the alphabet. So A, B, C, D. This next note, it's still the middle C. It has that line going through it, that very distinctive line. You start to get used to what the notes are supposed to look like. So even though it's a quarter note, we still call that C. This first note here, it is quarter note on the first space. We use the word face to tell us the names of the notes in the spaces. So F, A, C, E. F would be the first space. In case none of that made any sense to you just now, we use a sentence when we are looking at the lines and a word when we are looking at the spaces. And then as we move up the staff, we use those mnemonic devices, those things to help us remember stuff so that we can remember the names of the notes. So for spaces, it's face. If I come across another one, I'll explain it again. This next one is on a line, so we would use the sentence, every good boy does fine. Every being the bottom line, good being the second line, B being the third, D being the fourth, and fine or F being the top line. So because every starts with E, this note is an E. Next two notes, we see those same middle C duos again. We put both middle C's there. Then we have above it, again, we're following the same pattern, a D, a C. Now this note actually went up. It's higher than an F than what we just saw, because an F has to happen on the first space. This note is actually on the first line. So this is continuing the sentence, every good boy does fine. Good starts with G. This is a G. F, because it's on the first space and we use face. The middle C duos again. So we have a note on the third space, F, A, C. So this would be C. Note on the second space, F, A. It's an A. Note on the first space, F. It's an F. I won't spend as much time doing this every single time. It's just as we get used to trying to learn this music by ourselves, I want to try to teach you how I get to put those letter names up on the board when we're normally in class. This note is on the first line. It's an E. Every good boy does fine. This note is below the first line. It's just like the note right above it, if you see that. This is a D. Now these two notes. These two notes, normally we would call them every good boy, because they're on the third line, right? So they would be B's. They are B's. However, there's something special about them that we'll come back to in a little bit. Let me finish off the rest of the song. This note here in the second space is an A. This note here on the first space is an F. This note here on the second line, same as the note right above it, is a G. This note, same as the note right above it, is an F. Now, these two notes again that I said I was going to come back to, I'm here. At the start of the song, at the start of every system, at the start of every measure, line. Measures would be the individual little boxes where you see these lines, and then a system would be the entire thing going all the way across. So at the start of every system, we have this little symbol right here. That is a flat. What that means is every note that appears on that line, the flat can appear on any line on any space at the beginning. Every note that appears on that line is going to be a flattened note. What that means for pitch is that that note just sounds a little bit lower. If B and A are right next to each other, a B flat, because it's a flattened B, would be right in between the A and the B. So we want a note that's a little bit lower, but not as low as an A. So the way you write that is you put a little lowercase flat symbol. It kind of looks like the letter B, but it's actually supposed to be written more like that, more pointed at the bottom. But sometimes when I'm drawing, I just kind of make a letter B. So these two would be B flats. Now, keep touching my face. I'm terrible. Now, when we are trying to play this song, I'm going to go through and I am going to play it for you. And then, once I play it for you, I am going to guide you on playing it with me. I'm going to do my best to try to do numbers, but again, because the most important thing that's happening in this song is that B flat, because you could play the rest of the song if the B flat wasn't there very easily. But since the most important part of this song is the fact that that B flat is there, I'm going to try to have a different way of teaching it to you rather than just using numbers. But the numbers will still help you to learn the majority of the song. So I'm going to kind of go back and forth using numbers and then just right on direction. So let me go ahead and play Happy Birthday for you. So this is how Happy Birthday goes. 2, 3, 4. Or actually, no, it's not in 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, ready, go. have this song set at 100 beats per minute, and it's honestly a little bit fast. You saw that I tripped up there just a little bit on the B flat, trying to make sure that I got the fingering right. So if you want to, we can try to practice this song a little bit slower. I am just using Google Metronome. If you go to Google and type in the word metronome, there's automatically an app that comes up. You don't need to go to a website or anything. And it is a metronome that we get to use. This is the same one that I would use in class. So I'm going to take it down to about 80, and we're going to learn the song at 80. And then if you want to play it, the speed that most people normally sing it, you would bring it back up to about 100. Let's try to do one passage at a time. So this first passage here, what I mean is this little figure right here, goes just that part. We're going to go ahead and practice that together. I'm going to go ahead and write the numbers for that. Let me change my font color. We'll do purple. So C would be 4, because you have all 4 fingers down. D would be 3. C would be 4. F would be 1. And E would be 2. In case you don't remember from the London Bridge lesson, this is my left hand, right? This is my right hand. When I am talking about numbers, I am talking about how many fingers on my right hand are touching the ocarina. So right now, 1 would mean this one finger. 2 would mean these 2 fingers. 3 would mean these 3 fingers. And 4 would mean these 4 fingers, all of them down. So C starts ba ba, just like that. Then it goes up to D, ba. I lifted my pinky, ba, brought the pinky back down, ba, and I lifted all 3 fingers for F, so I only have 1, ba, and then for E I have 2. So 4, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2. 4, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2. I'm going to play it. 1, 2, ready, me. I'm kind of bad about the camera. And make sure you can see. 1, 2, ready, me. And I ended on 2. Okay? So go ahead and practice that a couple times over. I'm going to say it out loud now with numbers and then just letter names, and then we'll move on to the next part because I can't do it for the entire song like that. So let's try. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. 4, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2. I have the metronome cut up so that it's 2 beats for every single note, just so that we're really learning it slowly. This is actually we're playing at about 40 beats per minute. I really slowed it down for the first time. Let me bring it back up to 80. See if you can try that. Okay? Ready? Go. 4, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2. That's that first section. I'm gonna move on. We're doing this part right here, the part immediately after it. That part's gonna go. If you follow my pattern, that's 4, 4, 3, 4, off 1. See that? Just my index finger. 4, 4, 3, 4, off 1. Let me write that down. There we go. So those are our numbers. Let's try to play that. I'm going to go really slowly first and then speed it up a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, you totally couldn't see me. My bad. Try again. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Ba, 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 ba. If you're ever confused about like, oh, I put one finger down, almost always going to be that first one until we get to B flat later, but you'll see. So this part. I raise my pinky to get to D, down for C, up all of them for G, and then one down for F. Let's try playing everything we have so far. So we are stopping right here. Technical difficulties. So we are stopping right here. So that purple line is where we're going to be stopping. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. 4, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 4, 3, 4, off, 1. Let's try again, just with letter names. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. C, C, D, C, F, E, C, C, D, C, G, F. We're going to do the full song and a little bit more practice later, but that's that first section. I have here this next little section, which starts here, and I would argue keeps going until like about there. Goes like this. Now that part can be kind of hard because we're moving across a lot of the range of the ocarina using multiple fingers at the same time. So let's really break that down. So those first two notes, again, those are our middle Cs. That would be a 4 and a 4. So all fingers down for both of those middle Cs. That shows up all the way through the song. This high C though, this is where the numbering doesn't really work because now we have started to need it to lift from our left hand as well. This is the note from the top of our scale. So the only finger you are leaving down is your pinky on your left hand. Remember, don't just mirror me. Just because like this side, this hand is on your side over here, and so you want to use this hand, or you want to use the hand that is on this side, it's reversed because it's a camera. So if you need to, hold up your fingers like this. The one that you see that's an L is your left hand. The one that you see is your right hand. If I could reach out through the camera and point to you which one of your hands is which one, I would. Like sometimes I need to do in class. But if you need to, ask an adult which one is my left and right hand. Okay? This is high C. Just the pinky down and the two thumbs at the bottom, but every other finger off. So you go from all fingers down to all of them off. So the trick is not doing, because you don't want to lift one finger at a time, you want to lift them all off. Got it? If you need to take a little pause there to like prepare your hands to get all of them off the ocarina, do so. It's also possible while you're doing this that you'll slip and the ocarina will fall out of your hands. Wear it around your neck, okay? Because I don't want the ocarinas like hitting something really hard on the ground and then they break, and then you end up having to order a new one, and I think I'd have to like mail it to you or something. I don't even know what I would do. Let's just try to keep the ones we have working. So that part goes. I bring these two fingers down for A, leaving the ring finger up, and then these two fingers, the ring finger and the index finger, down for F, 2 for E, 3 for D. I'll try to write some of those numbers down. So F would be 1 finger, D would be 2, D would be 3. C, remember, is just the pinky, and A is just the ring finger raised with the other 3 down on the left hand. Now this last little measure here, or this last little section here. starting with the B flats and then ending the song. This is probably going to be the hardest part. So this is the part where you're going to really need to practice. This new note, I'll show you the image here. That is how you play this new note. So what that's telling you is if you remember how to play B, which is with your index finger down and your pinky down. Remember when we were going up the scale and you started lifting from your ring finger and you'd go 1, 2, and then before you got to high C, this one was B. So you start there, and then to flatten it, you bring down the ring finger from your right hand to cover its hole. That's why I have that one painted today, because I wanted to make sure that you guys could see I am leaving the hole at the end open and the 2 before it open, but I am covering basically the third hole. When we're going down like this, 1, 2, 3, it would be the hole that gets covered when you want to play D, when you want to play the note that's we've been calling 3. But it's just that finger by itself. What this note sounds like is, compare it to regular B. Sounds a little bit lower, but not as low as. You hear how when I play A, B flat, B, it goes ba, ba, ba. Like it's in between. So for that note, you're going to play just like you were playing regular B, but adding in that ring finger. Okay? Then from here, this is hard, you have to bring down your middle finger, which is why I have that one painted. Bring down your middle finger and lift this one back off. Lift the ring finger from your right hand back off. And then you're at A. So that goes. Ignore that last one. That last note. Song ends on F. So the reason that this is hard is because not only is it a new note that you've never played before, it's moving multiple fingers in both hands at the same time. And also you're moving them in an eighth note pattern, which means you have to do it quickly. So for this pattern, again, let me try. Yeah. 2 fingers, leaving the 2 middle open on your left hand, your ring finger down for B flat, lift the ring finger off and bring your middle finger on your right hand back down for A. Then when you want to play F, playing, let me show you again. Playing this F, you have to bring your ring finger and your index finger down, then lift this index finger back up for G, and then back down again for F to end the song. Pretty hard. I agree. Let us try. I'll add in some numbers there. So that's 1 for F, 0 for G, 1 for F at the end, and then like we gotta circle this B flat to A pattern, because that's going to be like the key part to practice. If you don't want to practice the whole song because you feel like it'd be annoying, you could just sit here and go just over and over and over again. B flat, A, B flat, A, over and over and over again. Now, I'm going to play the full song again. Then we are going to try to play the full song together with numbers, play the full song together with letters, play the whole song together with just the lyrics, and then play the whole song together with nothing. And then with those 4 different options, I'm going to leave you guys to practice for the week. Now we're going to play with numbers. So I have the metronome set. This is going to be a little bit slow. I feel like we can honestly take it slower. You know how the song goes. The trick is getting your fingers to learn how the song goes. So let's try. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. 4, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2. 4, 4, 3, 4, off, 1. 4, 4, C, A, 1, 2, 3. Flat, flat, A, 1, off, 1. Let's try now with letter names. I kind of did letter names already, just for the higher notes, but honestly, by now you should be being able to pick up how to play with the right hand. And we always have to keep moving forward and keep learning new things so that we can play more songs. This B flat is going to unlock a bunch of songs for us. So let's try to keep going. Obviously, if you want to try to practice with the numbers again, rewind, go back, play that part, and then when you're ready to do letters, come forward and see me here. Let's try letters. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. C, C, D, C, F, E, C, C, D, C, G, F, C, 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 A, F, E, D, flat, flat, A, F, G, F. Let's try now. I'm going to just do the lyrics to Happy Birthday. That way, if you're trying to test yourself and see whether or not you really, really got it, you should be able to have someone sing the song along and you be able to play the song with them. Just with lyrics. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Change the lyrics there, making it anonymous. Let's try now. Just the beat. I'll move along with my fingers still, but no verbal help really, other than the metronome. Let's try to pick it up. If you're at this stage, I want you to try to play it at 80 beats per minute. Let's call it 85. Now let's go ahead and try. If you're at this stage, I want you to try to learn this song at about 85 beats per minute. If you feel like you're not really there yet, go back, try to practice those other parts a couple more times. Okay? Let's try. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. If you want to get fancy, at any point in any song basically that you play on the ocarina, you can just like lift your finger back and forth really quickly and you get something called a trill. So that means like, just moved my middle finger back and forth really quickly when I went down to the E. Moved my index finger back and forth on the F. Moved it again there. Just a fun little thing to do extra if you really want to. I like it on the end. You can do it as long as you want, as many times as you want. It's just a little extra thing that we add sometimes when you play ocarina. You'll add like random trills in places. So, with that, go ahead, practice Happy Birthday. I'm going to be posting some instructions above this video so that you can see how to turn this in. All my office hours were posted, so check Google Classroom for the post about Zoom so that you can write down your Zoom code. There's a specific code for your specific period, and you can only see me on specific days. So that post kind of breaks it all down for you. But as for the Happy Birthday lesson, I'm going to go ahead and cut it there. Thank you.